Yeah, Pilas definitely prefers the professor. It's okay.
He's the professor.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, hey everybody, you're watching the Nerdgasm podcast. I don't get Superman. For me, Superman's worse. And I'm not talking about in this movie or in the.
Is Appa the Chewy of the Avatar group?
Yes, he is!
Okay, I'll behave. I'll behave. Okay. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Sage, the founder of Iron Monkey, to tell you the wonderful news that this is a sponsored video. Yay! Anyway, first of many. This is how we start. This is how we start. We are starting. I wanted to show you that there's this wonderful competition. This awesome brand that has decided to work with us for the first ever. Guys, I'm beyond excited. It's thanks to you guys. Thanks to you guys. Anyway, we want to run a little competition for you guys, okay? In a couple of weeks' time, we are going to launch a video. I'm going to interview this man right here. You can win one of his shirts in sizes one large, one medium, and one small. All you need to do is when you listen to the recording, our interview on the Geek Spot that is going to launch in a couple of weeks, all you need to do is write down what he answered in the interview game that we usually play. You know the game we play at the beginning of every interview. We have a game that we play. It's either going to be Would You Rather or Beg, Marry, Kill. We'll decide on the day. But all you need to do is write down the answers to what he answered on the comments below, and then like his page once we put up the links to those pages on the comments. When you do that, you have won. The first three are the first winners. There's no big grand prize, so you better be quick. When the episode drops, you better listen, and once you listen, you comment, and then you've won. You'll just tell me which one you want, large, medium, or small. All right.
First serve.
First come, first serve. Winners are the ones who wake up early for the game. That's all. Anyway, we'd like to send a special shout out to this wonderful brand, Iron Monkey. Please check them out on all their socials. Please, once again, check out the wonderful clothing arrangements. They are brilliant. I'm wearing one of their brands. Look at this. I'm wearing a hoodie, and look, this man knows me and hoodies go way back. Look at this. So please support the brand, support his work. The more people support him, the more people are supporting me. And you gotta get. And once again, this is all thanks to you. Love and thanks and peace. This thing up. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Nerdgasm Podcast with the awesome threesome. We are doing the Kizazi Moto review with my friend here, Mr. BuckMeister. Follow him on all the socials, and as he always tells you, please comment on the videos. You're starting to comment. You're listening. You're happy.
Thank you.
You're listening. Thank you. You're commenting. And
Hey.
also my friend here, Mr. Extrodin.
Hey, what up?
Extrodin everything. I think that's going to be the next title now. It's going to be Extrodin merch, Extrodin apparel.
Yeah,
Hey, we down one today. Is Pillar still recovering from the game?
Oh no, I'm sure he's been offline. I think he's right now his babalas is babalas. Or maybe it's just all the month's tension just finally leaving his body. Yo,
I saw people sleeping on the lawn today in my complex. I was like, the game sharpened people.
people are dying. I think that
outside.
the second half was the embodiment of a Dragon Ball Z episode. The way we were leading 12-9, it was what 12-6.
Yeah.
Then suddenly it became 12-11.
Like it felt like a wedding.
It was like Frieza when he was like, I'm not using 100% of my powers. And they ended up whipping out the 100%, and they were like, oh, it was just enough.
You know? Mr.
Okay,
Extrodin,
Mr. Extrodin, you look like, a game character that you're supposed to unlock.
you know?
We
Or is it load shedding? Do you have load shedding right now?
shouldn't.
It happens, Shane. The dramas of this day and age. Oh,
As soon as they won that game,
yeah, like fuck you
ha!
guys. Yeah, you know, who cares? I think it's just the technical difficulties.
Mm.
Oh, you saw. I also finally managed to put chapters in the last.
Oh, right. Mm. Yeah, that's good. At least people can click around if they want to.
I now need to find out how to. I'm going to have to figure out how to put chapters, which means I'm not. I'm not going to the gym tomorrow. But I'm sorry.
Nah.
The stress levels.
Sorry, guys. I'm still having a problem with the main switch.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
will
that
we be
was.
able to record?
I hope so. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I guess let's just keep going. Let's keep it going then. So these two episodes is thingy. These two episodes,
Five
yeah,
and
five and
six.
six,
Mm.
5 and 6. So 5 is totem problems.
Totem
Oh.
problems. I think that was the one that, like I said, introduced me to the idea of Afrofuturism and how it can be so relevant and so close to me as a South African. You know what I mean?
Sheba Mniki deserves her own TV show,
Yeah,
like a Hannah Montana thing
yeah.
or something.
I don't want to lie. For me, this episode felt a lot like a Pixar movie, even though it's 2D. But the premise of it and how it's it's slowly, because I'm sure you've noticed that Pixar's movies lately, they're about a
Family
certain
issues.
journey where the main character either is isekai or something. You know?
Oh, no. We forget the important part. Pixar and Disney right now are all trying to deal with family problems. So either you're
Yeah.
dealing with family responsibilities, like you need to become the next chief or when you don't want to, or you're a
Like a
musician in
Lamento.
a house of chefs or something like that. Here we also have the same type of pressure that which one which one of your ancestors?
No, but I mean, the other thing that was cool about it was that it didn't feel like it was dramatic, if you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying. It didn't feel like it was a drama, like this ancestor totem thing is going to be the heaviest thing in the world or whatever. It just felt like it was a thing that they got to get through, and the family is beefing because they want this chick to have their totem or whatever. But it's not like if she got another one, the whole family was going to fall apart. South African soapies. If it was a South African soapy, good God. She would have gotten one totem and it would have separated the family, and the other family would have tried to assassinate the other family.
I want to come into his defense, but you're absolutely right with that analogy.
You have like soapies, bro. People kill each other over anything. You slept with my husband once, you must die. What? Whoa! Hey,
Mr.
Mr.
Extrodin.
Extrodin,
The,
he's up there. He's up there in the spiritual realm.
yeah,
He's there. He's there
he's
with
there. They took him.
he's there with Mimi Molefe.
Yes, and
Wewe Mniki.
Lillian Dube is busy trying to coach him.
Oh man, she was so good in that episode. Yo.
No, she was brilliant.
Apologies for Mr. Extrodin dipping in and out. We've got a bunch of technical issues, but hopefully he'll have it sorted by the time the episode needs to be sorted.
True that.
Yeah.
Let's hope everything works out well.
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah, it's
After the box won, Escom was just like, yeah, you guys thought it was sweet, ne? Off.
it was like, oh wow. It's so wonderful seeing an entire nation happy about something. It would be a real shame if I brought that to an end.
Is
They're like,
that Babes' lady? Babes'? Okay, Babes', is enough of this celebration, Babes'. It's time to turn off the electricity, Babes'.
Sorry about that.
and
No
welcome back.
worries, man. Welcome back. Welcome back from the ancestral plane.
Shame.
No, paternal and maternal are busy
They're busy.
fighting.
Hey,
But
did you see when he was throwing Hadoukens?
That is a proper fight.
am I the only one that can recognize Lillian Dube's voice from afar? Like,
No, I was.
I
I'm
picked it
choosing
up.
that
I
word.
picked
It's
it
like
up. The only
super.
person I didn't pick up was the guy who was playing Where Nick. I didn't pick up that voice actor, but he was also great.
yeah,
Everyone was great in this thing.
yeah, no, even the receptionist, man,
Mm.
which
No,
also
I love
sounds.
that guy. Sorry, we have a family running on African time. I was like,
Me.
that's so funny.
But
But you know,
I like the premise of how it combines this totem thing, getting your totem and everything it blends so well to a coming of age thing, and how you're not technically an adult up until you have your own, so you can interact with the wider world.
Mm.
It's something that you're mentioning earlier that show it doesn't have, there's not so much familial pressure, but there's sort of like a societal pressure that is implied, like you can't get off the train or you can't
Mm.
get into the train because you're still a child. You need someone to take you in.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so there's a small thing that I need us to just talk about quickly, which is something that also says a lot without them saying a lot. The fact that they had not even noticed that their daughter was not in the train says a lot about
neglect.
not necessarily neglect, how they're usually focusing on the wrong things. It's not what about it's as if it's not about what the child wants, but it's about what they want for the child.
It's a very African household
Yes.
thing.
And
It's
also,
that thing of where you as a kid you want to do something,
Yeah,
but
no,
your dad and your mom are arguing about what you should do, and when you want
yeah,
to say something, they're like, "Hey, we're not talking to you."
exactly.
yeah.
And also, it's like when she got in, everybody wants her to sit like it's like no, come this side. They're
Come
like
sit,
no,
come
the
sit
other one
outside,
come this.
come
She's
sit
like
on
no,
outside of the
stand.
family.
So it was a foreshadowing of what was gonna come, basically.
But I also want that part also made me okay. It didn't make me upset. It just irritated me a little. Like, what the hell were you expecting for this poor child to do?
Yeah.
Imagine if every normal family had that type of thing going on. Imagine how if your mom and dad were busy fighting about which side of the family you're going to belong to. Why did your guys get married in the first place? I thought you were in love.
No, the dad wasn't fighting. I think the dad is in that situation where he's having it tough because it's between his mother and his wife. So the problem is that it's the mother and the wife beefing, and now as Umjita, you can't say anything to your mom, and also
And,
to talk to your wife is tough.
and what's
So
up with
Yeah.
that? What's
Goes
up with
back to
that
the
cousin
African
pulling on
thing.
his hands from the beginning to the end? That part was freaking me out.
what?
Well, that didn't you see, or was it the uncle who kept on pulling on his chest hairs?
Oh yeah. It was the uncle.
That's the
Oh,
big guy.
yeah, I
Yeah,
wanted to.
he's the one that was like with your niggy legs. I'm surprised she wasn't late.
I would
But
have
look, I think
never.
personally speaking, this is my favorite episode so far. Like this is for me this was the whole turning point of the entire series. I was like, this is what if this is what BuckMeister was talking about, then this is exactly why I needed to watch this. I fell in love with this thing from the moment it started until it ended. I genuinely felt like it shouldn't have ended at all. I feel like it should have continued for at least another 40 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, but I do
I,
get it. I mean, eventually you start feeling like it's dragging because you get it. Like, okay, yes, I get the message, but man, I enjoyed every moment of it.
No, but like I would have liked to see more adventures with her and maybe
Yes,
her interacting like if they did a thing where not to say it's a bleach thing, but if they did like a thing where because she has a weird totem, now weird things are happening around her and she has to live in this weirdness, I guess, and then like they kind of do like a maybe a regular show or a Adventures of Gumball thing where she's just having weird interactions every day in her daily life or something like that. I would have loved to see a series like that, not a whole movie, but
and
like a
where
no,
three season series. That
where
would have been
she
dope.
where
I,
she
I'm
gets like,
okay.
oh sorry,
I'm the opposite in that case. Of all the series, That type, like I've mentioned in the other episodes, that like I'm curious about how this one was gonna end up in this one. This one in particular, I would have enjoyed it if it was a full feature film.
Yeah.
For me, like if it had a no, yeah, sure. I think there is something under the time constraints. Like you get the point. But if they made it a full feature film, fleshing out the consequences of not having your own totem, of how you're seeking to be an individual in a world where people are claimed,
True,
that's
true, true.
there are so many ways to build up the frustration and build up the her intense desire to find a totem and not wait for the ancestors to finally decide for themselves. Like oh okay, you can come back next year. Next year for who? I got a life to live.
But I think
And
also,
and also she's a great character, so
I know she is.
I think what would have been interesting is whenever she has conflict, she's able to get access to both, which is maybe something that hasn't been done before in that family, where she's able to like have an Avatar Roku moment or like situation with both sides, where one acts like Bones, one acts like Spock type of thing, and now she has to make the ultimate decision.
Because she literally went to the spiritual plane. The other was like,
yeah.
other people were just waiting for a stamp or something like that. She was like, hello, I want mine right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I, for me,
No,
the
and
other
that fight scene was hilarious. Like I love the fact that he was taking bubbles and he was doing Hadoukens with the bubbles. I was just like, don't think somebody was watching Street Fighter. If you
yeah,
pause it at that frame, he's literally doing this. I'm like,
mhm,
is that or it's a Kamehameha? One of the two. Something is happening there.
something is happening. What I also love the message they brought forth, that you are more than just one side of your family.
Yeah,
You're the meeting point of both of them.
Mm.
I
It
think they're
reminds me of
also
that
sending a
song.
message to the parents. I think they're also sending a message to
Mm,
parents, basically. It's all
mm.
about sides.
Have
Your
you
thing.
have you ever okay, you haven't watched okay, for my Steven Universe stands, you all know about this song called Made of Stronger Than You by Garnet. And there's a very beautiful line in that song. One of my favorite phrases is like, I am more than the two of them. I am the patience. I am the power. I am the patience. I'm the conversation because I am made of love. And that episode embodies that line, that you are made everything they aspired to be, your mom's and your dad's sides of the family has come to fruition through you. So you are more than them, but you are also made from them. You are made out of love. And this just reminded me of that episode so beautiful for me. That's why I agree with you, Mr. Extrodin. It is my favorite episode of the series so far. I haven't seen all of them. Or rather, I've seen all of them. I haven't rewatched all of them. But as I'm
Mhm.
rewatching them now, I'm thinking this one slaps hard.
Yeah, no, it does. It really does.
And it
It's
also,
really
let me just, I want to highlight, it also highlights that you don't have to have an over the top animation style to tell a very good story.
right.
Well, I
And
think this animation style is amazing.
I'm
It's
not
simplified.
discrediting.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's simplified. It's not.
Mm,
It's not what they did in episode 2 with Mkuzi Spirit Racer, where they were
yes.
stretching and there was all these dynamic angles and they were turning the camera 360 degrees
Yeah,
while
all
they're racing in
cinematography.
space and all of that stuff. Yeah.
And Seth Sangoma, when we have to deal with the world's angriest woman, I'm still haven't gotten over that woman. I was uploading it yesterday, and I was listening to her speak, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know what, that woman is crazy.
Well, the fact that she's willing to kill people over a surfboard, I was
Like,
like, you just go buy one.
is the surfboard made out of ivory?
I think what I like about this episode a lot is it covers a lot of story beats that you would ordinarily see in a feature length film. By that I mean the world building is perfect. You don't get lost anywhere. You understand where you are whenever you are. You get the rules. Okay, you're not supposed to be here. You get the stakes. This is what it will mean. It means that you might not even have, you might not have a totem at all. So for me, that's what I like about it. It doesn't really leave a lot to the imagination in such a way that you feel lost while this thing is continuing. You're following this girl as she goes, as if you are with her.
And
And
you're
she's
following her make those decisions for herself. She wants this thing, and she's not gonna take no for an answer. How many times, and I'm talking about us Dakis, when family says no, we just say okay because we want to keep the peace, or we are scared
yes.
because
Right.
family is very forceful. We have an example of a girl that says, "Mm-mm, I'm not taking this no.
Yes.
No, this is what I want." Sometimes you can. It's okay for us as as Africans to want something and go for it, even if it's inconvenient to those people around us. And I think that's a very important lesson that we should take away, that we exist to have a voice, and our voice needs to be expressed through what the things we want.
And
Shout
funny
out to
enough,
the music also in this thing.
Oh
That
yeah, yes.
music was also really good.
and funny enough, the ancestors were not against her decision.
Mm-mm.
They just wanted her to choose them. But then eventually they realized that no, she's actually not wrong. So
Well, she didn't give them a chance before they could even say
yeah,
anything. She just took
yeah.
their hand and she was like,
That's
"Faga ye."
problem solved.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, but that beef also was hilarious. I love like it was so funny. It was like, don't beat the drums of war, sister, unless you're ready for a real fight.
I know
It was
those one-liners are so good. Whoever, you know what, the script writers for this episode were on fire. They were literally they are writing as though their rent was due tomorrow. Oh my God, the way they were putting
Uh, you
paper.
want to dirty her future with your little Malefic totem, sis? I was like, yo, no,
Yeah,
this was hilarious. This was so funny.
I think it had a lot to do with I think the writers were probably writing their experiences with parents and what the parents used to say. And also, it just felt like those two were like a married couple, like an old married couple, even though they are not. But it just felt like that. And I like the fact that Lillian Dube's character was stronger than the guy.
yeah, it's to show that African, like I've mentioned before, African mamas, they are not to be underestimated. You
Yeah.
may think you're tough, but wait until Omar Griza afitla shit.
Yeah.
You ain't tough. So, I mean,
Okay, just for
look,
anybody who is like, because there's gonna be someone, and they're out there. I've seen them on Twitter. There is the strong male elements in this thing. They're
Yes.
briefly interwoven throughout this whole shorts thing and everything. And to be fair, most of the main characters are males. So don't do that whole thing of it's about emasculation or what. That's not what's happening
No,
here.
no, no. There's a perfect balance because even though she was stronger than him to a certain degree, she still respected him as a man.
yeah, she
You
didn't
know.
emasculate him.
No, at all. Not at all. Not at all.
The thing, okay, well, maybe it's years of reading shonen manga or years of growing up in playing World of Warcraft and all these war games. The ultimate respect that you can show your adversary is treating him like an adversary. If he is your enemy, then you see him as it. You cannot respect something that you look down on.
Yes.
If you see something as a threat, it's the ultimate acknowledgement that that person is your equal.
Yes. Yes.
That concludes my wise moment for the day. For the day.
And I mean, to be fair, we had the crazy lady in Surf Sangoma, so it's not all powerful black women throughout this thing. So I mean, just relax, because I know there's somebody that's going to be out there, and it's just like, wow, all of these women always outbalancing these men's and things. And it's just like, relax, bro, please chill.
Enough. I think in almost every episode that we've discussed, like of Kizazi Moto, we've seen strong women in almost every episode, and we have discussed how perfectly executed they were. Like they don't feel forced. It doesn't feel like there's a political agenda there. This is
There's
like
no there's
an older sister that you know, or like a mother that you know, or like a grandmother that you know. There's nothing forced or political about it. These are people that we know.
there's no woke agenda undercurrenting this entire thing that I sense.
Well, also on top of that, all of these are original characters, so the way they make them is the way they are. It's not like they're taking something
Yes.
established and changing it.
Yes.
They
So
didn't
that's also part of a big thing of it, where it's not like they're just taking somebody, like it's not like they're taking Spider-Man and then they're hoing in there Miles Morales and then they're just hoing Peter Parker to the side and you're just like, but I like this guy. Is that
or suddenly they decide, you know what, there's not enough representation, so we're going to make Miles Morales bisexual.
yeah?
It's
Is that
just
And funny
like
enough,
that's not what's happening?
I feel like with Rogue they did the opposite. You had a strong character from the jump, and then
and
Brian
then
Singer's like, nah, I'm gonna make it weak. Like, eh?
literally she
Makes no
put the
sense.
she Captain Mar- let me not don't give it away. Please, let me just. Ooh, I'm
Mm.
losing my sense of words. I'm losing my sense of words. You see, I'm buffering. My brain is buffering. That's how much anger just welled up.
Those X-Men movies weren't as good as people say they are. I'm sorry.
No, they were
Look,
not.
no, no, the X. There are things that I love, and I'll always love about the X movies. But the things that I don't love are also there, and they're so bad they make my skin crawl. Like Nightcrawler. What the hell?
Okay, that's another video for another day.
Uh,
Anyway,
uh,
back to this thing also. Yeah, I also love the receptionist. I mean, she was obviously the villain, I guess, but it's kind of like, is
antagonist
she?
more. I think she's more
Yeah.
antagonist instead of
Yeah, I
villain.
don't think she's a villain. She's just
It's
doing her job.
was that a colored lady or was that a black lady?
I think it's a black lady. I think it's a black comedian. I could be wrong.
I'm talking about the character. I don't know about the voice actress, but I'm just saying because like that accent, it sounds very.
That's a
I've
bit
heard it.
colored.
Yeah, I heard it before because that whole Babes thing. Like I've heard somewhere. So I'm thinking it's like because there's also colored people who look like they're black and you're confused when you talk to them and it's like, hey chief, and he's like, I'll wait, and you're like, hey man.
In this country, you never know. You just assume. Like two things you must always assume. You assume that either they understand your own language or they all speak English in one way or another.
But it was good. She really played that role very well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when like I said, I just want to have a panel with all the voice actors one day. Just sit there,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe have a Skype like this. You don't even need to go high budget. Just have a Skype session with all the voice actors. Tell them about their experience. Because you know what, for the sheer magnitude of trying to bring this to life, even as it is, even in short films like this, and how many moving parts worked together to create this thing, is something noteworthy. And it this episode is the ultimate crescendo for me for showing just what happens when everybody cooperates and work together.
Mm.
I we are too small for people with big egos to come and smash things apart.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we may find that we have a quote unquote the talent is got such a big ego that he wants to be more prominent in a certain episode than other characters, or we have a production company. I believe I listened to an interview earlier today about how certain production companies say no, you must hire this actor over that actor, because even though actor B is more talented, actor A has a bigger following on the social media.
Yeah. And I'm
No, I
glad
mean, there's somebody who was saying that like the craziest thing about like how the MCU and like comic books and all of this stuff is being run is that it's a bunch of people going like, "Oh, you think you're hot shit? No, no, not in this house." And it's just like, bro, like the product? Wait, the thing. What do we?
I'm glad you're bringing this up. I was watching an interview with Peter Jackson. It's on YouTube, a channel called Manufacturing Intellect, and he was saying that
Writing that
apart
down.
apart from Sir Ian McKellen, almost every actor around that time was unknown, relatively unknown. Of course, you could say Elijah Wood was doing like Huckleberry Finn, but he was still a kid. So
No, also don't forget what's his name? The guy who was acting as Aragorn.
yeah. What's his name again? Yeah, him. But
He
basically,
was like literally the devil in one of these movies. You forget
yeah.
that. Satan
But
himself.
basically, what he was saying is he didn't want people to focus more on the star than the actual character from the books brought to life, if that makes sense. Because what happens sometimes is you focus so much on the star that you lose the
Perspective
essence of the character.
of the story.
Recast T'Challa.
Oh, what is that? Did someone say something?
Did you hear something?
Had that
You
in
know,
my throat there, Jen. Sorry,
Oh.
sorry. You were saying?
So I think
you really need to
that's
get tested for COVID. You seem to be coughing a lot lately.
I think that's what helps with this project as well. In as much as we know Lillian Dube, it's like you could tell she was a team player. She wasn't trying to overpower anybody. You know, she just did her part, and that's what I like about
Even
this.
like Nasty C, who has a big name, he didn't throw his weight around.
No, even Paul
And
Tusi.
yeah, Pearl Tusi, all of it. Because like I was even listening to those guys on. Everybody who's watching this, please go check out the We Should Be Drawing podcast as well. They were talking about some of their experience on this thing, and they were just like, yeah, Nasty C came in, and he was just like, what do you need me to do? Who do you need me to be? Etc. Etc. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the guy who made it, or the guy who was directing it, he's Panda. I think his name is Panda or Panda exclamated on Instagram because he was the art director, I think, for Mukudzei Spirit Racer. They were like, why don't you do it? And he was just like, nah, I don't think my voice is the right voice for this thing. So like that was a lot of what was going through people's heads when they were making these shorts, is that they were like, let's get the best people for the best product. Like
And
it doesn't have to be me, which is something that I think shines through a lot of these shorts.
which is beautiful, which is important. Like I mentioned, I think earlier this year when we first started, it's like we're like Motown Records. We want each other to succeed, and that's
Yes.
something that's extremely rare. And I think that's something that can and will give us the advantage over all these other big broadcasting companies once you get to that level. Is that we care about the vision more than we care about the status of said actor or said producer or said whatever.
Yeah, like somebody was complaining that they were like, oh, there's no movie stars nowadays. Like the last movie stars, like Will Smith or something, they don't make movie stars anymore. And it's like, good.
Yeah,
You don't need
thank
movie
you.
stars. No.
You know, Brian Singer on the same YouTube channel, Manufacturing Intellect, he was talking about the first X-Men film because they had just done it and whatever. And he was saying that when you got Sir Ian McKellen to play Magneto, because the question was, does Ian take direction from you? Like, is he fine? Is he comfortable? And he was saying, like, look, Ian is a professional. If I give him something to do, we do a take, and then I'm not happy with it, he'll just say, oh, you know what? That's fine. We can just try again. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy is huge, and doesn't allow his ego to get in the way. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Let's try again. Let's do what we can, and that's amazing.
If there's one thing you need to appreciate about Ian McKellen and now what do I forget his name when I
Sir
need
Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart, those two, is that they come from an era where they come from an age where acting was a career and a craft.
Yes.
It wasn't
Yes.
it was fame wasn't the profession. The
It was
act,
just a byproduct of what
yeah.
they do. It's not really the aim.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's the thing is like people will be like nowadays, we're just focusing on like that. I mean, again, recast the child. But anyway, but like what people will be saying is they'll be like, yeah, there's no actor that you can slap on a movie and it's like, oh, this guy's in this movie, so I have to go see this. Like outside of Tom Cruise and all of that stuff, I guess. But like
Tom Cruise acts like Tom Cruise in every single
yeah,
movie
that's
I've
the
ever
other
seen.
thing. It's like if you look at like The Rock, yeah, okay, he's got that star power, but like if you're going to a Rock movie, you should expect The Rock. You should expect layeth the smacketh down. You shouldn't be expecting
Yeah.
anything like,
Uh,
different.
Hello, brother. Just make sure that you and I are not going to be on the same team. Otherwise, I'm going to make sure that your asshole is going to be next to your face. You're like, what?
and to show you just how typecast it is, one of his most favorite roles, or people his most preferred roles is when he's acting in a role where he doesn't appear at all in as Maui
Oh,
in
Maui.
Moana. That's to show when you take away the rock and just keep the voice, that man can actually do a decent job. But now when you put the lights and camera in front of him, he defaults back to just being himself, and it's damn
No.
annoying.
Have you watched the movie called is it Fighter or Faster? Faster.
Faster.
Oh, the one in where he's in the car and something with the
He's
bullet
seeking,
or something.
he's seeking revenge basically for what happened.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I
For
I
me,
watched it, but I haven't watched
he was different there, bro. Like it's like I feel like he told himself that he's not gonna be The Rock there. He's gonna be Dwayne.
No,
Yeah,
I mean also if you watch I think is it either The Rundown or is it Walking Tall? He was also kind of different in that movie
yeah.
and all of that. I think after he lost his hair, the
I think
acting ability also went with it. Then he just decided to be The Rock.
It's him. One, the other characters that I know can't work with it, them, but they've got star power. That's why they always get these kind of roles. Like for me, you can come after me. It's fine. I don't care. This one is the truth. You will listen to me. Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. Beyonce cannot act. She
No,
can't.
no, she
She
can't.
can't. She can sing. I love her music.
I mean, she was okay in that Golden Girls movie,
No,
I
she
think.
was not. She wasn't.
Dream Girls. I haven't seen.
Oh, Dreamgirls.
I haven't
Yes.
seen the Lion King to this day because that's not my Nala. I'm sorry.
No, everyone was
Oh,
bad in Lion King. I'm sorry. Everyone. Even James Earl Jones was phoning it in. He was
Yeah,
just
no,
saying stuff.
he was. I'm pretty sure he was recording in his own bedroom.
He was
He
he
was
was
lying in
lying
bed.
down. He
Like,
was lying down in bed. He
I'm
didn't
telling
know
you.
everything the
how to
light
act.
touches.
Yeah. He's like, okay,
It's
again, the
wrong.
light, Simba,
Everything the light
you
touches is wrong.
deliberately what
Yeah.
was the line? Oh, you
Okay,
deliberately disobeyed me.
so the actual line is everything the light touches is our kingdom. But I'm sure he was like everything the light touches is from my ceiling. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's
No, even childish Gambino as Simba, dog. I
Why?
was like, you are not even trying at all. Wait,
How
what was the direction here?
can you explain to me? How dare you? Do you know how perfectly cast the voice of Scar was in the original movie? You could sense the
Jeremy
evil and
Irons.
sense.
Yeah.
Jeremy Irons is a fantastic actor. How dare
Mm.
you? And then you're telling me you're gonna replace him with who? With who?
Chadwell Ajefo.
Oh,
But you see, here's the thing I also
He
do
can
get, like,
act too. Chiwetel can act, but like I think everybody in that movie was just told, be the most boring version of yourself that you can be.
like
Even Timon and Pumbaa. I was so mad
they
at Timon and
take
Pumbaa. Timon and
take
Pumbaa are the heart of Lion King, and it's
and
just
then
like they made them so boring on top of that. I was like, you do not do that to He's a Big Pig. Like you
yeah,
don't
look,
do
like
that.
you
No.
you just get Nathan Lane back because Nathan Lane is the one that got the other guy to play Pumbaa. It's like, oh no, I know a buddy of mine because actually, I don't know if you guys know, Timon and Pumbaa were not meant to be as iconic as they were. They were just added in. And as they were added in, and then one of the guys said, no, we need Nathan Lane because I think he's a stage actor or something. And then it's like, oh, no, I know a buddy of mine who can play another character. And then,
yes,
boom, Timon and
and then,
Pumbaa were born.
and then I also love the part where like I love the part that the whole dress and dragon do the hula was basically improv, and it's so iconic.
If you want to put it in the juicy meat, here's my buddy Bumba here because he's a treat. Everybody got we're gonna do instead of line. He's a big pig. Hey, he's a
You
big pig.
ain't
Hey,
king.
you give me a
Yep,
big
yep.
treat too.
For a big pig. Yep.
But you
He's a
see,
big pig.
it's that movie changes completely when Timon and Pumbaa enter the thing. When you start seeing Timon and Pumbaa, it
Yeah,
changes
because
completely.
it moved away. Just pay attention. It came just after an entire generation worth of kids were traumatized
Yes.
by
No, I'm convinced Lion King made us all bipolar for some time. Because they just killed
your
they
Your
just
you
killed
dad,
killed
Mufasa.
you
We
killed
were
Mufasa.
crying,
You were
and then
you
all
getting
of
told
a
him to
sudden,
run away.
Hakuna Matata. So now all of a sudden, when you're crying and you're sad, and then you're just like,
It's
hey,
a
Hakuna Matata.
prophecy, philosophy, Hakuna Matata.
It's like, bro, how you tell me no worries when you just killed Mufasa? Like, what is
Right?
it? Like,
That's
he was
fun.
such a good dad. He was
Those
like one
guys
of the
are the
best
best
dads, and they
therapists.
killed him.
Those guys are the best therapists of all time.
What are the worst? No, they're not. That message was the absolute worst thing that Simba was supposed to hear.
No, but it helped him cope, man.
No, it
Denial.
didn't help him cope. It helped him forget. It was like bury this deep inside and go eat some bugs and sing.
Repress and denial. Repress it with food and music. That's all they said. That's all they taught him.
And it was so wild. They had a lion eating like ladybugs and
Like
stuff. It was like heaven.
or something.
Because
I don't know. Is that a bee?
Simba's supposed to be eating Timon and Pumbaa, and Timon and Pumbaa were just like, here's these bugs and feed you, and just eat this. You have a new diet now.
I can imagine Mufasa watching. I can imagine Mufasa watching for the ancestral friend. I was like, oh my god, what they doing to my boy?
You know what? I feel like that is like the PG version of that conversation. We're hearing it from Simba's point of view. If we really saw the real Mufasa, what the hell are you doing? It was not like, remember who you are. It's like, Emma, don't embarrass me. Yeah, that's right. Go back home.
He opened the heavens just to be like, yeah, when you're eating bugs and you're dancing. What? I did not show you.
You are a king, damn it! Go back home this instant, or I will kill you.
So it took you to clap Nala's cheeks to see me? Nigga, I've been here this whole.
I've been screaming at you this entire time.
Simba.
That's why.
What's this Hakuna Matata? Now you're strutting here in the streets.
It took
Do you know what they're saying about
Nala and Rafiki, bro?
It took Nala and Rafiki.
Knock some sense into him, bro.
Literally open his chakra points with a stick and like, Hayati!
He's like, Muna, have you heard what these hyenas have been saying about us, Chief?
Yo.
Have you heard what they've been saying about the Mufasa lion? What are you doing?
Yo, go back there right now.
Although it was kind of low-key racist that the only black voice actor they got was for Rafiki. It was kind of like, guys.
Yeah.
No, and Mufasa. Don't forget Mufasa was.
Yeah, but then he dies 5 minutes into the movie.
And
he deliberately disobeyed me.
And Sarabi, she was black.
Was Sarabi black?
And Whoopi Goldberg was.
And Whoopi Goldberg was there.
Oh.
Yeah.
The leader.
Yeah, but I was talking about on the good guy side. I was like, there's not enough black voice actors here.
And young Simba's singing voice, I just can't wait to be king.
Yeah, it's his singing voice, though. But it's just like, hey, you guys, so you couldn't give him the actual voice. You had to give it to the other guy because the singing voice was way better than the talking voice for Simba. But anyway.
Yes.
But they literally got an actual kid to play that role, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying they should have the guy who was singing just done the voice because he was just better.
And funny enough, that kid, his mom said, look, we don't want you guys to give us like a lump sum of the money. Rather pay us royalties. This kid gets so much money now. Okay, he's no longer a kid, obviously. He's acting, but he's getting so much money every year because of The Lion King since he was a kid.
The Lion King made bank.
That mother had a vision. That mother had a vision.
Especially Hans Zimmer and Lebu M for the soundtrack. And
Elton John. I honestly, to this day, I still marvel at the fact that how can they thought that this was a Team B movie? They got the B animators, they got the B script writers. I'm like, Pocahontas is going to make money. Pocahontas a foot.
Pocahontas was wild. Now when I watch it, I'm like, how did you guys think this was gonna fly at all? God!
I still haven't watched it till this day.
I've watched it.
All I remember is
it's not it.
No, like the fact that they tried to make like the Native American people and the white people the same. Like the fact that they were trying to be like, we must squash these invaders, and the white people, we must squash the savages. And it's just like, you're trying to tell me that you're saying that there's equal people on both sides. No, the Native Americans are right. Like, they're actually right. What are you talking about here?
Your colonizer bone was showing itself hard in that movie, let's be honest.
Basically, that movie is about Pocahontas saving
the white men.
The white men from death. That's it.
No, like, because, he wasn't actually, no, there's no redeeming qualities, because John was an invader also.
Yeah.
Pocahontas is the Native American version of Ariel. She was willing to sacrifice, go against her own people for white man Puntang.
Yeah.
No, no, it's not Puntang. It's white man. It's white man peen.
Basically.
Pork sausage. That's all she says. Like,
No,
child.
well, I mean, I think to Ariel's credit, and I don't like Little Mermaid anyway, but I'm saying to Ariel's credit, at least she wasn't bringing them to the sea. They had to
You
go
know,
fetch Ariel.
they had to go.
Whereas Pocahontas was bringing
These
them,
people
and
came
it's just
to,
like,
and
chief.
she just thought, "Yo, that my man right there. I must stick. Like, is
No,
that your
I
man?"
love how they tried to make it like they were equal on both sides, and I'm like, no, these guys are in boats. They're bringing guns.
What came after Lion King? Was it Tarzan?
Ah, that's another one.
Yeah, it was Tarzan after this.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
sure. I'm not sure about the lineage because I think there might have been another one in between, but I'm not sure.
But I think yeah, Tarzan is afterwards because the animation was newer.
Mm.
And it's
yeah.
greatly animated, but it's like again, hey, Tarzan was another one. The more I thought about it, I was like, hey one. Kante. And then they even did a Tarzan cartoon where he does meet black people and he's better than the black people in the jungle. And I'm just like, my feet. Like it was to the point where Tarzan was saving them from the lions, and I was just like, but you guys live here too. Kante, how is he?
How
No.
does this work?
He, he was raised by the apes, which is funny because I'd understand if you're raised by gorillas that you can speak gorilla, but he could speak every single animal language. He was the
King of the
one.
jungle.
He was talking to the chimpanzees. He was talking to the
Fella,
lions.
he
He was
even
talking.
beat the cheetah. And I'm just like, bro, you don't have the physical capacity of a gorilla.
It was a leopard,
Yeah, I'm
which makes
saying
it even worse.
whatever, yeah, whatever it is. If you don't have the strength of a gorilla, how?
That's the leopard that killed his parents, right?
Yeah, but I was just like, how does the
Yeah,
how?
that's the question. Your dad had a gun, and he still became supper. You, Mister, with a stick and the power of and the power of being one
Plot
with
armor.
nature.
You know, we talk about Ichigo. Hey, some of these characters have plot armor for days. Yeah.
Guys, let's digress. We're coming. Let's come back.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look at
okay.
us. Ooh.
Yeah.
We've gone.
Well, we were
We're
still on
gone.
topic because it's still Disney. But
Yeah.
yeah, just to cap it
But
off
to
on
give it a rating for me, this one I'm giving a 9 out of 10. Like
Uh,
that's how impressed I was. You know, I
I'm still on
genuinely
an 8. I'm still on an 8. I still like I still I don't think it's better than Mkuzi Spirit Racer because I really liked Mkuzi Spirit Racer, and I don't think it's better than Herder Boy, but I think it's up there.
right.
no. For me, it's one of my favorites. I'm giving myself permission to be able to rescore, like I did rescore last week. So with this one, it's still currently holding the highest rankings for me
Yeah.
because
Mm.
it is one of my favorites. It's like I said, I was submerged in that world, and it's something that it's a feeling that I haven't experienced in a long time because surprise, surprise, many people have been writing crap, and I can't get immersed in a story that's crap.
And I'm
Um,
glad
Mm.
that there was no prince, there was no boy that had to
there's no
come and save the
man.
day, and no.
mm, There's no, yeah, there was no prince, there was no demigod Maui to come save Moana. There was no,
Yeah, I mean, like I think the thing is though is that like with that stuff, I think with if they continued this show, I think it would just be the guy would just be a side character, which would be cool because it would still
yeah,
be her as the focus. And I don't think there's anything that she would have needed to be saved from. So it would
like
be weird if they tried to
Basically.
insert
mm,
that.
You
it would
remember
be.
the guy from Frozen? He was just the side character. He was not really.
Frozen, I don't know. Frozen was just ripping off
Uh,
Lion King anyway, so.
I wanted to say that if they were to increase involve a love interest, to be more like a Kim Possible, Wrong Stoppable type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Ron is my guy. I love
No,
Ron.
no,
He's one of
no.
my favorite
You see,
characters.
Ron.
The
Funny enough, Ron Weasley and Ron Stoppable
same WhatsApp
have
group.
one thing in common.
He
The
got out
sister
of the
rotate.
friend
They
zone.
got out of the friend zone, dog.
The way I was shipping them, even I was like, I
No,
may
for
not
the
be
things
interested.
that Ron has done for Kim, it's just like stop it. For the
Yeah.
thing, like Pella, there was one episode where she was literally disappearing, and like she was trying to have this date and she was falling apart, and Ron went to the freaking Serengeti in the mountains in the Amazons to fetch the pieces of the flower so he could cure her of this disease. What guy you know?
And I also like the fact that when they finally did hook up, the entire school celebrated. It was that one girl was like, "Oh look, she's finally happened. Ron
Yeah.
Stoppable is dating Kim Possible," and it's like the whole school was like,
No,
"Yeah, it was
some
us."
bros have seen what Ron was doing for her, and she was just like, "Dog, if you do not, if you, can you stop this?"
the
Like,
the whole
the fact he
school.
takes you to missions where you have to fight 50-year-old men.
And
I think also
if any villain is voiced by Mark Hamill, trust me, he's a proper villain. And
Yeah.
now you've got
also
some.
like I feel like the tech kid was more happy than anybody because he was involved in every mission. Like that kid was behind the scenes and he was there the whole time. I was like,
I
what is this happening?
I bet you that kid was busy. Was
Oh wait.
every weekend it was him and Ron, and there was they were drinking a jug of milkshake, and he was busy pouring out his feelings. And like, I get you, man. You know, because they were too young to drink. It was one of those. They couldn't have a pint of beer, so it was a pint of milkshake.
But anyway, yeah, I definitely think like a dynamic like that with this show going forward would have been awesome. Personally, like I think it would have. But yeah, definitely 8 out of 10. I think like for me, I didn't have a
Oh,
boring moment.
Got another bang Mary kill for you guys for the next time.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I see where this is going. I
I'm
see.
gonna I'm gonna include Shigo. Let me write it down. Shigo.
That's not fair. That is not okay.
You know, somebody once pointed out that maybe for the next season next year we have little skits where we start off with the game like that for ourselves as well. So it got
Mm,
we have little segments for the podcast. So I'm thinking of maybe just including Bam Mary Kill as one of them,
Oh, sure.
okay. Sure.
just to spice things up. And
Mm,
now I'm just collecting names. I'm a headhunter right now. So Shigo, I'm writing
mm.
this one down.
All right, then I think let's move on to the
To,
next episode, which was, is it Mukudzei?
I think so. Yeah. All I just remember is I just remember that the world without the colonizers. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
all I
one,
Ah,
the one
That's all I
on
had.
your background there.
Yes,
yeah.
this one. Like
Yeah.
this is we're in a world where or what would happen to Zimbabwe if it wasn't for the colonizers? Like, yes,
Mm.
This
take
for
that.
me probably has the best graphics. Like wow, and character designs. It was so visually stunning.
Mm.
It
I
truly.
don't know. I think I love everything that in like design wise specifically throughout this Kizazi Moto thing. I don't think there's anything that I would put above in terms of design. I don't think. But
Mm,
yeah, it looks amazing.
it's impeccable. It truly is. And look, sometimes I would get lost because he keeps on calling this lady sis, but I know it's a cultural thing and it's
Yeah.
translated. If
Mm.
this thing was said in Shona, you wouldn't even have to question it. You
Yeah.
know,
No, but I mean it's kind of like how we say CC
that's
booty.
why I'm saying that
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's because it's translated.
And
So
funny enough, we also have the same thing in Japanese culture, like Nissan, Nechan.
Isan, Kun,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Chan, and all of that. So I really, really liked it. I feel like it reminds me of those 90s shows like Mighty Max or Sliders or
Mm.
where you travel and into another world and then you discover
I mean,
someone.
shout out to the African Logan Paul, cause good God, Mr. Mukunetics. I'm like, I don't know any black kid who would be skydiving off of a boulder to spray cancer. I was like, Chief, you are wilding right now.
You are doing the most.
I was like, I know Rasta Cat is a problem, but Chief, this man, yo,
Just give me a second.
no,
Oh.
not a problem. Well, I guess we'll just keep it going then. Yeah, but I mean, like,
Dude.
I like his character a lot, but I was just like, yo, the fact that he's skydiving off of this rock thing, and I'm just like, yo,
How brave. I wouldn't. Okay, well,
not ever. Yeah, it's not even a harness there. He just tied it with some rope. I'm like,
I'm terrified of heights. It's one of my biggest issues. I'm working on it, but it's. I think my heights and spiders are my biggest vices. Now, to see somebody just conveniently jump off with tied off with a rope and hopes and dreams made me like.
And with regards to the height thing, I think I can relate with what you're saying, but I think for me, it's if I know I'm in control of what I'm doing, when I'm afloat.
Pella, he was not in control at all. Dude,
Yeah, he was just
planted.
freestyling. Yeah, but those scenes reminded me of Eureka 7. I don't know if you guys remember Eureka 7, where it's like they were surfing on the scarab coral. I forgot all the terminology, but
Eureka.
you don't remember Eureka 7? It was on Animax.
Oh, was it like that Power Rangers thing? Like it's like extreme sports, and they
think of Gundam, but the rebels are like these cool-looking hippie type of guys.
Okay.
No, like I remember there was like a black dude, and he had
he was a DJ of sorts.
Yeah, he was a DJ, and then they had like a surf house or whatever, and they basically would like fight crime with their surf extreme powers or something.
Yes.
Wow.
The Gecko State. But you don't remember Eureka 7, bro?
Am I thinking of the right thing?
Blanks,
Am I thinking of the right thing? Let me just.
You are. Let me show you quickly.
All right. Because I am having. This is
the team. I don't know if you guys can see anything in the background. That's the team. The Gecko State. Holland, Stoner. This is Stoner. Looks like Shaggy Vara.
No, I'm thinking of somebody else. No,
I can confidently say I have never seen that in my entire life.
No way.
No, I was thinking of something else. What was
in my entire life, I have never seen that.
Yeah.
You need to do something.
Are you serious, bro?
Yes. Are you going? So either you open a portal so that I can see the whole thing. Maybe we can marathon it sometime because I have not seen that.
Wow.
Maybe I have.
I'm thinking of what was it?
It was on Animax.
Oh no, I wasn't that frequent into the Animax. Remember when they started dubbing? Whenever there was dubbed anything, I was as far away from it as possible. I used to be a little bit of a snob back in the day.
Oh, I get you.
How dare you make me listen to Bleach in English? Are you disgusted? Oh. Then
I just want to show you guys something quickly before we
okay, I'm not finding the thing that I'm thinking of.
And then of course
I think you're talking about Code Lyoko.
No, it was something else. But anyway, let's move on.
I just wanted to show you this. Like, this is what I was talking about. This is where they're surfing.
Oh.
Type thing.
Okay. Anyway, getting back.
It's funny. You've watched something like that, and then you tell me you've not watched Code Geass.
My man, ish. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't watched it either, because I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I think we should watch it and do a thing about it next.
Yeah, when we cover it, we're gonna, because the thing is what I hear from it, it's hella depressing. So I'm just like, I have to brace myself. I can't just watch casually and it's like watching JJK right now. It's just like, I need to get ready.
Yeah, look, that show, it must just be changed to the Gojo show, honestly. But anyway, we'll talk about it.
No comment.
No comment again.
Yeah, no, we must talk about it in the future.
Anyway, getting back to it, what's this with this thing? First off, again, world building on point, obviously.
Yeah.
The Raiders coming in and her flexing her gun thing was super dope, and all of that stuff.
Oh, the action here was most entertaining.
Yeah.
It wasn't the overpowered anime hero. It was the run to survive, but I can still put my own legs if I have to.
Yeah. The action, sometimes action doesn't necessarily mean hand-to-hand combat. And this was done really well. And I like the female character in here because she ran away from home. We get that, but I think once she understood how much she was missed She understood the value
Yeah.
of how
I
she.
mean, I think that's like this could have used a season, like a series or something. Like this
Yeah.
could have been like a whole series. It would have been like cool to like spend like a season in that world or whatever, and like see them develop their relationship because of this thing, and then like they both get regarded as the curse of the ruins or whatever. And then spend some time in this new uncolonized Zimbabwe. Maybe there's different problems or whatever, or maybe they have a thing where it's kind of like a riff on xenophobia because they're from a different dimension, so these Zimbabweans over here don't mess with the Zimbabweans from another dimension or whatever, if you want to get political, quote unquote. But if you don't, like exploring what the hongwe means and all of that stuff, like
What?
there's a lot of stuff that could have been mined here, which would have been so dope, and I would have loved to see those two characters relationships develop throughout all of that stuff.
I think it also shows the importance of a praying mother, because
Mm.
that mother was not playing around. Like she was praying every day at that spot, without fail.
And then it's also we also come to learn the value of no matter how badly you mess up, people still want you.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we live in a society where shame and guilt can drive us to do things that to do things that are quote unquote crazy or desperate. I think that's the word, desperate.
It's the
And
cancel culture, man. It has
Not
made
even
us.
that. It's like stuff like where kids were offing themselves because they failed matric, and it's just
yeah,
no, don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
it's still prevalent to this day because we don't want to carry the shame to say we messed up especially to our parents, to our moms and dads. It's in that cases where we've grew up watching just how much they've sacrificed for us, for you to get a roof over your head and to have food on the table, to have lights on for you, to even go and study at the school. The stories I've had, very sad stories about the things that your mom and dad gave up for you to go to that private school, and then jiggy jiggy, you're not doing so well. You yourself are struggling. You don't know. Maybe you even have have a mental health issue. Like you find out a decade later, you're neurospicy like I am, and you're not coping at the school that your parents have sacrificed so much for, and now you need to go back and say, hey, this thing's killing me. And the shame that carries you, you'd rather run than go back to say, this thing I'm struggling with this thing, or I can't manage this thing. And we see that the consequences of that is that your moms and dads love you, and if it's not working out, we'll figure something else out. But come back home. It's okay. We love you. And that's what's not communicated enough in this day and age, that the love for you outweighs the mess up that you've created.
It's like, sometimes when you hear stories about, ish, this is dangerous territory. I don't even know if I should talk about it, but let's just say a lady discovers that she's about to have a child,
Mm,
but she's scared what the parents might say, and then she does something out of fear that
mm.
maybe she shouldn't have done, and then the parents are like, we wish that we could have grandchildren. She's like,
She did the big. I implied that she did the big A.
yeah, and she's like, had she known,
Mm,
she would have just come
mm.
clean. So it's like those type of situations where sometimes you're so hard on yourself, but you
Yeah,
don't really realize that your parents are not
Well,
going.
I mean, everybody's hard on themselves in certain situations as well. Parents build up things in their minds where it's just like this will be the most earth-shattering thing ever, and their future will be in disarray and everything. So everybody blows things out of proportion all the time. And
mm,
I think in society, that's a thing that we need to stop. Like,
yeah,
start seeing things for what they are. Don't
right.
see them for what you see in your head,
Mm,
because your head will create demons, and then if you beat them, it's worse because now you need to find new demons to beat. If you never beat them, then you're fighting them forever.
mm.
So yeah, I definitely that aspect of the episode where she built up in her mind that this was earth shattering, only
Yes.
to be accepted later was,
Mm,
and also for him and himself, was this the Mukudzei, like the fact that he built up in his mind that he can't talk to his dad. He doesn't have anything to give his dad, but his dad just keeps calling him because he's like, I know I want things from you, but ultimately I don't care about those things.
Mm.
Yeah, there's so many missed calls. But also like it's like what did she do? What happened to the brother?
No, I think he fell or I mean that would be another thing that could have been explored because
Yeah.
if it was like if it was like a series, maybe the brother is wandering the streets of this thing, and then you could do a typical villain arc, and then you can have them full circle come back together, hug and cry, which might have
Mm.
been really nice to see as well. Because maybe he grows up on those streets, and maybe he tells you about the underbelly of this perfect society or whatever.
Or
Look.
maybe he's friends with that bird,
Mm.
and he's the one that sent that bird to help her. You never know.
We never know. But I think what we are trying to highlight is that these two particular episodes have got very profound messages that really impacted us in one way or another.
100%.
And I think that's one of the highlights we need to express,
Well, also,
especially
I
about
think
this.
the other message is stop trying to outdo people on social media. Let Rasta Cat just be number one, dog. The things you are trying to do to beat Rasta Cat,
Hey,
my
Muna, there's a
guy.
life and death situation. For likes. Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, it shows it's one of the things that you're chasing something you believe is important. Where in the long run, was it really that important? I mean, how many times have you spent and I've p- I'm critiquing the generation before, where we see your parents have spent hours and hours and hours and hours doing work and work and work and work, up until now they've left their life at way behind the office, and it seemed important at the time, but now your family is all grown up and they've become accustomed to your absence. Was it really that important?
I get what you're saying, but you see, the opposite end of that
Yes.
is where your kids don't even respect you anymore because they don't see you as someone that's actually going out there and hustling for them. I know it's an extreme
I
opposite side of
I
the coin.
I I understand. In all things there must be balance. But I'm
Yeah,
asking if you've taken those things to the extremes because you are afraid of either shame or losing status or not fulfilling the dream that you're supposed to fulfill. Uh,
But yeah, it's that thing of it's that thing of if this is the thing that makes you like it's a thing where like I preach this to creatives all the time. Don't let the thing that you do be the thing that makes you happy. If you have to do something to be happy, you are forever gonna be miserable. Forever. It's for like it's that's why the parents fall into the trap of if I'm providing for my children, then everything will be okay. Not necessarily. Like first off, you don't need to be happy through your kids. You must sort that out on yourself.
mm, mm,
Then you should also teach the kids the same to for them to sort through on themselves, and then whatever happens in the situation, everybody will be able to figure themselves out.
mm.
Like this business of you have to bring something to the table. It's broken a lot of it's broken a lot of people
That's
unnecessarily.
breaking society as we speak. And yeah, look at us going into some deep philosophy stuff. Look, you see, this is what happens when you engage with a good story. But this is the fact is when you come with a good story, it does invoke something deep within us to
yes.
reflect and to think about. I've lost the amount of times that the amount of extremely deep and wondrous conversations I've had after watching something like Lord of the Rings again and again and again because we pick up something new each and every single time, or you've read that book or something like that. That's why it's important for good writers to be given a spotlight for them to be able to express what they've created. And I'm not saying that we should, even bad writers in a sense, just we need
No,
to
no,
have,
no. You need
Right.
like especially if you write
yeah,
stuff. If you write stuff and all of that stuff, you must consume bad media. I mean,
yeah,
even Alan Moore has said that
Yeah.
because
that's
he's
what
just like
that's what
because
that's what
I'm
I'm
like
saying.
I'm
That we
looking
need
at
a
something.
platform. We need a platform for writers to be able to express themselves, for
Yeah.
us to be able to say, "Wow, there's actually a gem in this mire," and it's something that it's dear to my near and dear to my heart. But it's also something that I see sorely lacking
Mm,
in this, I think in this, I could just say in this continent in particular, but in my country, my home country, but especially my home country, because they're regurgitating American content as our own, which is sad.
yes, yes,
And um, when we I want to quote Charles Xavier from that game I keep quoting all the time, is that the world needs dreamers to give it a soul.
yes.
We are, it's sad to say, we are beginning to lose our soul here in this country because we are not given an opposition to dream. The dreamers are not telling their dreams. That's what I'm trying to articulate. I think that's. I took a
Your
long way to
your
get.
statement
Yeah,
might sound a bit, what's the word that I'm looking for? It might seem like it's false because we're talking about African content right now, but you are right. Like holistically speaking, there is a lack, there is a bit of a decline
No,
in.
mhm,
there's a feeling that this is it's outside things. It's not South
yeah.
African things. It's like this belongs to the outside. Like we can't do this here, and it's just like no, we can. But anyway, like
Not only do we
all it
can,
takes is
not
one
only
dreamer
we can,
anyway.
we
So
must.
I'm saying all it takes is one dreamer anyway. So like I think we'll be all right in that regard. Shout out to the African sayings. I did like it. I did like the African sayings, even though they don't make sense. Because my dad used to do that all the time. As much as the buttocks will be in a rush, they will always be behind. Muku.
You know,
This lady, though, sometimes I felt like she was not African. It felt like it was an American speaking with an African accent. I don't know if you guys got that as well.
No, I've heard. It's a chick from Rhodes. It's kind of like that thing where
yeah.
if you talk to people who've gone to Rhodes, they have that particular accent.
Rhodes University.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Rhodes, or if they went to the Western Cape, or it's that thing of they've been around like white South African people, but they still have like some.
Santin City.
Yes, like I've heard that accent in Santon.
Oh,
So
so
like yeah, like for example, I mean, there's me who sounds like this, so and then also there's thingy, like if you talk to Bill also kind of has the cadence that character has when he speaks.
yeah.
So it's kind of that thing. It's
I've
like
heard
it's like a niche thing where Kokasi, they called it the coconut syndrome. So basically it's that.
I,
I get it. Yeah.
I remember they used to call me a coconut shame.
How you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was the most coconutiest of them shame. I was coconut.
Well, I've been called that as well, but
Ewan.
not by a lot of people.
Well, and I was called coconut. I was called Nigerian. I was called
Nigerian.
yeah
I,
because
I was I was Kenyan for a little bit. I don't know how that happened, but I was definitely big time coconut. They were like, "Oh, the Englishman is here!" Ha ha ha. The English ha. I was like, "It's not."
I was entirely too tall to be African according to these people's eyes. It's like yeah, why
So
are you
wait,
just like you don't belong here? It's like what the hell? And to think
That's
that
a big one.
and to think that my dad went the extra mile to make sure that I don't even have a Caucasian name. He's like, you'll be known as Tebello. Your second name will be Tabiso. That is it.
that's a TT, my nigga.
Yeah. One day I'll tell you a
No,
story
like
about what
my
my
full
grandmother tried to
name
do.
is Kheto Ntsikelelo Hamadi Bohole, and still nothing in the streets. Coconut
What
seven.
is it?
Kheto Ntsikelelo Hamadi Bohole.
Mm,
Wow, such beautiful names.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So you are Suto,
Yebo,
but
yebo.
Tikelelo is like.
That's Kosa. Yeah, that was my
Awesome.
mom.
Oh, okay.
Everybody got to name me when I was born, Chief.
I was
Now I have a colonizer name. Like it's Kuto Edmund.
Edmund. How did Edmund happen?
that,
I have an uncle called Edmund, so I got it. I guess
Oh,
I inherited that
that
name.
I was like, yo, kinda, how you go from Huzo to Edmund?
I
Because Huzo's so black, it's like he's Huzo, Edmund,
Yeah.
Heban.
my grandmother tried to sneak in a colonizer name because you know, she believed she was from the generation where you need to have a Caucasian name to be confirmed in the Anglican Church. So to be baptized was like you know, like I see you. The day of the baptism, out came Clement. It's like, who the hell is Clement?
So wait, does your what's this? Your baptism certificate have Clement on it?
I think so. I haven't seen it. I'll go check it out. Like, what the hell?
So they
That's
just made a name on the
funny.
spot, dog.
You know?
Wow.
That's funny.
Behind everyone's back, imagine sneaking sneaking to the prison like,
Wow.
listen here. That's right.
It's like, you know what it is? I'm like imagining like a Looney Tunes cartoon where your grandmother is like tiptoeing behind
Yeah,
everyone.
basically.
And she's writing on the paper before they can even hand it in.
That is wild. That is
And it's like it's your name in print, and then she just puts like an arrow, and then it's like Clement in the middle.
You know, she squeezed it in. There.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, but
Uh,
I like my names. Tebello was given to me by my grandfather
mm,
because apparently my mom was not really well liked in my mother's side of my father's side of the family. So, in a way of honoring her, he gave her the name that was they used to refer to his mother. So my grandfather wasn't known as Tebello, but they used to call his mom Matebello.
Oh.
And no, in so giving me the name Tebello, my mother was to be referred to as Matebello, the same title that was his mother's.
I'll get you.
And then Tabiso was from my mom. My mom gave me the name Tabiso because she's like, nope, this is the happiness of the world. So together it means the long expected happiness.
mm.
Mm.
Be happy that they gave it to you in the actual languages, because one thing I'm tired of is like African people having like forward and intelligence, and I'm just like, just translate it, chief. It sounds so much better. Imagine my name is
Yeah.
Choice.
Surprise
The
Muliri.
names like Tapelo's prayer. Or
Yeah.
Tebogo is,
Yeah, but I'm just like, imagine
being
on your birth
thankful.
certificate it's prayer, chief. Yo, I come
There
on.
I
was
get you, and I agree.
There's a people when I used to work back in the other call center. Apparently, I'm not supposed to drop names, so I'll censor myself from now on. When I was used to work in the call center, there, there was a lady who comes through who had last name her name was Nomvola Breakfast. Her
Okay.
surname was Breakfast. I was like,
Wow.
How did that happen?
Wow.
and
What's the
she
backstory?
sounded African. There was no way that this woman was white. You know, I could understand like, oh, okay, she was white. She got married into a black husband. Oh, she was a black. She married a white husband. But then, which white man has is a name Breakfast? I have no idea. That woman, we're like,
Wow.
anyway. So yeah, we live in These are wonderful times.
Yeah. Getting back to the episode though, I love the tech that we got to see in the episode. The technology designs were so dope. Shout out to the ice cream lady who was just the most coolest lady who just decided to like that place. You must know people are balling because she was just like, just take my thing, chief, and go fly it up there. Throw my ice cream out, break
Okay.
my machine. It's
No,
sharp.
shout out to her.
We
I like that. I
got
like her.
insurance.
Yeah. She's like this world's version of my cabbages.
My cabbages.
No, but
But
like she was even letting them break the cabbages, chief. She was not even
yeah,
she was not
I was
even
gonna get it.
pressed or anything.
Like the difference is she understood that what these people are doing is way more important than holding on to her ice cream, I guess.
There's so many symbolic lessons you can take from these things. Look at us. Like there are some things that are more important than these things that we hold dearly. Like,
Mhm.
um
If I may ask,
hi.
which character did you gravitate towards more between the lady, the girl, and the guy?
Mukudzei and what's her name? What is her name in the short? They say it.
They do, yes.
I don't remember. I'd be lying. This is episode.
Which 6?
6. Mukudzei characters. They say her name. Let me see. Maybe it's in the voice casting. Why can't I? What's this character's name?
I'm gonna put some elevator music at this point. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I know that song
What
very
is
well.
her name? We have to see what her name is. I
Do,
know.
do, 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 do.
Rumbi.
Rumbi. Okay.
Rumbi.
Yeah. So yeah, just to go back to the question, who did you guys gravitate towards more?
Nah, I like Muku. Muku was fun. Rumbi's great, but I gravitated more towards Muku. I guess also because I'm a social media guy as well, so.
Well, because of my sorted history, I gravitated more towards the girl because closet case living, you have your inner shame, you don't want to face your family, you want to you want to keep away, and then someone shows you that you know what, actually they love you just the way you are. Come back home, it's okay.
I really like the girl more. I feel like there was more to her. Like if this was a series, I feel like she would have been fleshed out a bit more than
No,
the.
No, I
if
think she would have been the main character. I can definitely. She had main character energy to her because
Yeah.
he kind of felt like he was like tacked on. Like he would be a great jumping off point, but it
Yes.
wouldn't like to follow his story. I think it would be less interesting than to follow hers.
Again, JJK vibes. But anyway.
I was about to say, you know, have you ever? I forgot this name. It used to play on Disney with this girl with the big one that has a star on it. What's this called again?
A wand.
Yeah.
So the guy was a wizard?
No, it's a girl with the big ass one that has which had star powers. Anyway,
Stargirl.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Wait, what was this? This was what? Disney.
Yeah, it wasn't the Disney Channel, was it?
It was DC if you're talking Stargirl.
No. It's a very choppy, fun storyline. I'll put it up.
Is it a cartoon?
It's a cartoon.
Anime.
It's not an anime. It's let me just look it up. Otherwise, it's gonna drive me
Ding
crazy.
ding 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 ding
Ding, 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 ding.
Who made that? Whoever made that made bank. Whew.
Straight up.
Them and the people who made that tune for Happy Birthday, they are rich forever.
Well, but guys, you know the thing that I hate the most is the guy who says no. Oh,
That annoys me.
That.
That sound effect annoys me so much. The way it's overused. Oh my god! I never hear video. Whenever I come across a TikTok, I immediately block. I've gone from. I used to just say don't ignore or don't whatever. Now I straight up block. I'm sick and tired of it. It's like, how dare you?
Like if it's funny, we'll laugh. Why do you have to put a laugh track like that?
Like,
Oh, irritating.
you distracted me.
Oh, we were stalling so that you can.
So you can find this thing.
Oh yeah, Star versus. You're right. It was Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Oh no, I said Stargirl. Sorry, not Star versus the Forces of Evil. I haven't watched that show, but I know it. I know of the show.
Because there's the one guy, and then there's also the girl, and they, even though they're technically main characters, they both like share an equal, more or less equal footing in the spotlight. She's more engrossed in this magical world and stuff like that, but he's like the heart of the equation, where he
Right.
gives this character a moral center, and they end up dating or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know the story that well. All I know is that what you're describing and how
Oh yeah.
this works,
That dynamic definitely
that
could have been
dynamic can
felt.
definitely work.
Could have been felt during this show.
Oh yeah, you could also say this could be an awesome, but a better developed Unstoppable, Kim Stoppable,
Yes.
possible type of scenario.
Hey, come on, let's not do Kim Possible like that.
But
I feel
also,
like
I
it could
think
have been
when you look
equal
at
to Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable.
when you look at something,
No, I'm just saying. Remember, from the perspective of the show,
Right, all right.
Unstoppable is like the sidekick.
Yes.
He's not necessarily the main character.
Yeah.
He's
but I just wanted to say like Adventure Time basically because Jake the dog and Phil the human, like you can tell, okay, these are the two main characters of this show.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get like where the screen time would be more split than it was with Kim and Ron, where Kim's obviously the
He's
main
clearly the main
character and
character.
Ron is obviously the supporting character.
Yes.
because they
Even though
both
he's
have
one
that.
of the he's goated in terms of supporting characters,
Oh,
and
he
he
is.
saved the world.
He saved the world.
Monkey Kung Fu.
He's the monkey. He's the kung fu master of the monkey
Which is
style.
hilarious. You know what's funny? They went to a ninja school to learn monkey kung fu. I was like, Disney did not care. It's all Asian.
And I think that's and I think I told Tebello this like when we met even that the issue that I have with stories that have the main character's name as the name of the thing is that it limits you. If you call something Naruto, but you're introducing so many different characters in there, you're limiting the story for us to focus purely on this Naruto character because it's called Naruto. But when you name something like Kizazi Moto, right? I know it's an anthology, and you watch something like this. I know it's the name of the guy, but my thing is Game of Thrones, for instance. You have your own favorite character who you think is the main character. Maybe it's Jon Snow. You know what I'm saying? For me,
Also,
I prefer that over a
I
project.
don't know. I prefer my favorite character being the title character of the series because I know he's gonna make it. You get to something like Game of Thrones, you guessing who's going to be on the next episode.
I prefer that because with the main character,
No, dog. Then if they take out your main character, then your heart is broken, and now you don't want to watch the show.
Ba, 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 ba,
Like
ba,
with
ba,
Ned
ba,
Stark,
ba,
right?
ba, ba,
I
ba,
like
ba,
Ned
ba,
Stark so
ba,
much
ba, ba, ba,
that when we got to the end of season 1, and I was just like, "Ain't nobody gonna help
ba,
us,
ba,
nobody."
ba, ba,
but I
ba,
guess
da,
that
da,
was the
da.
hook. That was the hook. So to say,
Yeah.
the
It
character's gonna
unhooked
die.
me immediately. It unhooked me immediately. I was like, no, because
Well,
now
I'm impressed that you lasted that long. Honestly, the moment I saw more titties and boobs over swords and battles, I was like, I'm out. Thank you.
Wait, you only saw the first season,
I
What?
saw the first season and I was like, I'm good.
and you
No,
didn't
thank
only
you.
watch the first season?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
You.
I only saw the first episode.
Wow.
After that, it was YouTube reviews and Daenerys. The moment I saw, oh wait, I must see like Daenerys, Dracarys. Then I was like, that's my queen. I don't care what the storyline is. I'll just watch. I'll just watch all the scenes where she's involved.
No, I mean, like for me, it was just like because the thing is, I like to invest in a character. So if I invest in a character and then all of a sudden dude is gone, it's just like
Then you have to find someone else to reinvest in. I get that.
I
But
get.
what I'm trying to what I see, I'm a bit in between both of your worlds. I mean, the example I'd give, like, One Piece is more or less the Luffy story,
Mm,
but it's not named Luffy.
yes.
It's not Luffy the Pirate King. It's called
Yes.
One Piece.
Yes.
So we can get we are often treated to, and we also get to see perspectives for things from perspectives other than Luffy the monkey. We can we can go see his we see his what was the name, his father, was it something the dragon?
Oh, Monkey D. Dragon.
Monkey T. Dragon. We can see Whitebeard. We can see Big
Shanks.
Shanks, Big Mom. You see, you can see a whole wide. There can literally be arcs of different characters that it can
Yeah, but
develop.
then at the same time, are you also invested in all of those characters? Because that formula
Oh,
also leads you to Baby Mafia Man and Shirahoshi.
you really have a problem with Mafia Man, though.
Hey,
Like,
dog, I was mad. I was so mad. Why are
The-
we talking about this guy? Frank, punch him and finish. I don't want to watch
Well,
this.
look, that's why I say I get you. I'm in between because we can't run away from the main story, which is Luffy trying to get to the One Piece or
yeah.
saving the world from the world government right now. I
No,
don't care
also,
what.
like the other thing is like, dog, it messes up the pacing because I'm like, I'm not here for all of these characters. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
For
Like
Mafia Man,
when we get to the Charlotte Pirates, and now there's this dude who's half Eggman who's walking around with a cane, and now I have to learn his backstory. I'm like, Oda, bro, I'm sorry.
but you see something like Lord of the Rings, which focuses on Frodo, but it's more than just Frodo. There's like lore, there's history, you like Aragorn, because Aragorn feels like a main character.
Yeah, and I think the big thing that the thing that carries the plot is that each character has uh, their own journey that they have to go
Yeah.
through.
Pippin,
Because
all of them.
Aragorn needs to step up and become king. He can't
Yes.
run away from his responsibilities. Frodo needs to learn how to be more independent and learn how to how to carry the responsibility of the universe on his shoulders.
Yes.
Uh,
Sam needs to be a good what's this?
Good
a
side
good
character.
boyfriend,
Yeah, that.
yes, a good husband, and then and then we've got supporting characters. Like no matter how many times we love Gandalf, Gandalf was a supporting character. You can't say he had
Yes.
his own journey.
Uh,
He was there to make sure that the good guys do what the good guys
yeah.
do.
You shall not pass.
That was the highlight of his career. After that,
He
after
was
that,
just he was just stuck in an old man's body, even though he was way more powerful than that. You know.
no, because that was his mission. Literally, if you read the books, he's part of the Istari, the Istari of Maya. Their jobs was to guide mankind to resist evil. They were not supposed to put themselves in position of power
Yeah.
or become the overlords or anything. They specifically sent these five wizards because they were not supposed to be so powerful that they could overwhelm and rule and become corrupted by power
Okay,
itself.
let's get back to Mukudzei for a second. Oof,
Okay,
yeah,
we
yeah.
are tangenting today.
Okay.
Look at us go.
Rating system. Rating.
Another 8 for me.
This one here
Like
is an
Yeah.
the thing is, like the reason why I take 2 off for a lot of these episodes is just because I think the conclusion kind of just wraps up
well,
in a little bit of a.
but can you
No,
blame them?
is it no? Because then if that's the case, I would say that I'd have to upgrade Mkuzi to a 9 because I like the way that concluded. I think this one had a strong conclusion too, though.
Hmm.
But then also
It
that
did.
means that the other one has to bump up to a 9 then also.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Isha. Okay. All right. Re-evaluating time. Herder Boy is still an 8. Mkuzi would still be a 9. Mkuzi would be a 9. Remy would still be a 7. Then Sheba Mnigi, Totem Problems would be a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess this one also is a 9. Yeah.
I'd give this one a solid 8.5 out of 10.
It's really good.
I'll give this one a 9 then. Because I think that's my big thing is the conclusion. Like, I know it's a short and everything, but if you give me a satisfying ending, of course I want more, obviously, for all of it. But if you give me like a solidified ending, then I think.
No, I think that highlights it. What's your score, Mr. Extrodin?
I think 8. I'm gonna stick to 8. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to lie. It just didn't hit like that one
Oh,
before, the Totem one. But I really enjoyed it. And
oh
like
yeah.
you're saying, the conclusion is really good. I mean, you can see in a way that it still goes back to this boy being the main character, where now he's, instead of now focusing on the rest of the world, he's just focusing on his dad now. Saying, you know what,
And
dad.
you also see it in his face that he realizes this like game that he's playing is not the most important thing to him.
Yes. And also I think just how where he saw the girl's mom and herself were interacting with each other made him realize what's more important, that's his parents.
Yeah, so
I just
think
have an idea. Just remind me to talk to you, Mr. BuckMeister, afterwards. We'll come back to that.
all right.
Yeah, something just came up to my mind. Like, oh wait, I should be doing this, but I'll talk up. We'll talk off air.
Okay, cool. Then I think we've covered everything that we need to cover.
Yeah, so what are we covering next? Is it the episode about the healing and water and
Oh, the Hatima.
the surface dwellers and the
That
fish.
one for me is close to a 10. That might be a 9.5. I don't
But
know.
we'll get to it. That one is next week, isn't it?
yeah, is
Yeah.
that one and what's the other one? Is that
With the
one and
likes,
the what?
isn't the other one of
Oh,
the gods
yeah.
of Udim?
Yeah.
Or the Peltusi one?
Yes, this lady over here.
Yes,
No.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah, no, that is that the what is
So
it called?
this one here is the one of the people underwater, and then this one is the one with the gods of Udimu.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right then. Let's close things up. I think it's a nice way to wrap things up. Finally, we once again we showed our neurospiciness by being as tangential as ever, but we can. But we'll manage. We'll get there. Guys. We are not at shit and gigs level yet, right?
Mm.
We'll get there one day. But bear with us.
Trash
Thank you.
taste. But by the way, before we close, I'm gonna send you guys a link about the trash taste dudes. I told you it's the three of them, right?
Mm.
So someone was comparing them to the Powerpuff Girls, and someone wanted to be Buttercup. They're like, no, you're not. You're Bubbles.
Ah. Hey, Bubbles is hardcore. People
I
be sleeping on
well,
Bubbles.
I've mentioned it before. Bubbles is arguably one of the strongest
Yes,
when it
and
comes to.
I agree.
No,
The guy,
my personal favorite is Buttercup. Buttercup has the best hands to me. I feel like she's
No,
the strongest in my head canon.
no,
But Bubbles is
I
hardcore.
think Blossom is the best. I
Hardcore.
think Blossom is the best. But yeah, anyway,
so
so the
we
anime.
already know which ones we are in the if we were to become Powerpuff Girls. You see,
Yeah, look, I'm Blossom.
but
Blossom. Okay.
you're already wearing the glasses. Come on.
Let me be honest. I love Blossom, but I genuinely think I'm Bubbles. But I love Blossom.
Okay, so now if
I love Buttercup. Yo, Buttercup is my girl.
so,
Yeah.
you're telling me I'd be Blossom.
I don't know.
Blossom,
I might be
commander
Blossom.
and the
I don't know.
leader, Bubbles. She's
I might
the
be Blossom.
joy and the
Okay.
laughter.
Whoever's watching and has probably seen us for a very long time, please let us know in the comments.
But
Because clearly,
oh no, because no, they're going to say that because I'm the nerd of the group. No, I'm Bubbles.
Fighting crime.
Look.
I to
I have
Save the world. Yeah,
I have teddy bears in my bedroom.
time.
I'm Bubbles.
Powerpuff Girls.
what?
I've got teddy bears in my bedroom.
Okay,
I'm
it's cool. You're Bubbles. I'm Blossom. It's fine.
There you go.
And I'm Buttercup.
Yeah, no, you can be Buttercup. It's fine. No, I mean,
Yeah, Pilas definitely prefers the professor. It's okay.
he's
Girls.
Chemical X.
know.
And dust the Powerpuff Girls
Yes,
before. Hey, cartoons didn't care. They just said literally Chemical X made the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another. We tangenting again. Wrap
Look at us
this up,
go.
Chief.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for lasting until this moment. We hope that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. The contest is still ongoing. I think the contest is still ongoing. The ad is going to be put at the beginning of the episode. So please like, comment, keep subscribing. You have a chance to win. The more you comment, the more, you know what? The comment when you comment the right video, because the odds of you winning are going to get bigger and bigger. That's what it is. The first come, first serve. There are only 3 shirts that you can win, and so be ready. I think I'm going to make it into a premiere. So when it premieres live, you can log in and then you can comment. And I'll make it easy for you guys. I'll premiere it on a Friday or a Saturday. So you got time. You got no excuses if you want to win. All right. Thank you so much for once again. Thank you so much to my co-hosts. Please subscribe to their channels. Please comment on their work. These guys are doing awesome stuff. I mean, I found myself commenting at the Bleach one because what did I say the Bleach one again?
I think you said who here agrees that
Oh, Matsumoto is mountains on chest.
No.
that Ted Kubo is the Michael Bay of
Oh,
shonen.
Of shonen. I do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's Michael Bay. I would say he's later Steven Spielberg. Like, you know, like how Steven Spielberg was super, super, super like interesting and intricate in the beginning, and then he just started doing a lot of blockbusters. That would be Tite for me. Like, he
Alright.
started off very interesting, and then
Yeah.
towards the end, he was just like whatever.
Anyway, but that's the same as Michael Bay. I mean, people
Okay,
were.
okay. Finish.
Oh yeah. Okay, please share the message once again. We like it. I want to become more viral than herpes, and the only way herpes spreads is through mouth to mouth. So please spread the word.
That was definitely a buttercup moment for sure.
Go straight to hell. I'm Bubbles. I'm gonna come.
No, I mean BuckMeister. Just finish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a buttercup moment right there. We are done now. All right. Okay. See you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Yep.